What's up, everybody? This is Podcast Gameoverse, episode 098 for Tuesday. We're doing this on Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. I am Wasabi Ice Cream, joined as always by my dude, Rick. What's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody? We got a good show coming. Sorry, schedule's been kind of weird. I've had some shit come up. It's all my fault. Wasabi's been cool about like rescheduling stuff around me. But I'm in a good mood, man. We had to skip the show last week and the week before, so we're doing a Tuesday show today to get this stuff going through, to get the stuff through. Let's start how we always start, man. Tell the people what you've been playing.
Been playing a lot of stuff. Well,
Yeah,
actually, not
dude,
really
me
a lot,
too.
but
Oh, I have been playing a lot of stuff.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll go into my shit after you though. Like, what's some highlights you've been playing?
Let's see. Um, the girlfriend she's a huge fan of Resident Evil.
Really?
So
Okay.
yeah. So remember I started Resident Evil 2 during
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
extra
yeah.
live stream, and I never finished it.
Yeah. Did you finish it with her?
No, but I made a decent uh I'm at the final, what is it, the lab now? So like I'm in the end, I think.
Oh yeah, you're on like the last stretch. It's like the lab and then like the factory after that. Then you're done.
Yeah.
No, I think the lab depends on what part of the lab, I guess.
Yeah.
Was it
I
like
think
after the sewer?
after sewer, yeah.
Yeah, so you still got like a little chunk left. I think it's the lab and then like the factory after, and then you're done.
Okay. Yeah, so made some decent progress into that. Um, what else? Oh, Path of Exile has a update out that
Yeah.
adds controller support.
Oh yes, you've been waiting for that forever. That has been
Yes.
like your big thing.
Uh, on PC, they consider it's in like beta testing now, but
Yeah,
fucking it works. Like
it works. That's
it
good.
works probably better than it worked on PS4, which is where I was playing it. I have the most time on PS4 just because of that controller support. So, so yeah, I loaded that up and played a bunch of that, and with a controller, and yeah, it's good. It works. So,
That is good. That is good.
look forward to not seeing me for a while because I will be in Path of Exile playing it with a controller as God intended. Now, it's still not as good as Diablo,
Yeah.
but it's fine for what it is. Like it's fine. It's functional. It's more than functional than most of these games with like shitty controller support. So
That's good.
yeah,
That is good. I'm
the,
glad that's working out for you then.
yeah. The only thing that sucks about it is you can't switch like on the fly. You can't switch between the controller and if you like pull a menu up and you want to use a mouse, you can't do that. It locks you into using one or the other. So,
I mean, why would you want to jump around? I
well,
guess.
because if you
Well, I
pull
guess
a
for the
menu
menu.
up, yeah, if you pull a menu up, you can just reach for the mouse real quick and then do your menu shit and then go back to controller. But
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, yeah, navigating the menus is still a little cumbersome, but
Hold up, I think my headset's fucking up. God damn it. I don't know if you could hear me, but I can't hear you. But I see the fucking thing going.
I hear you.
Two
Hello, hello,
seconds.
hello, hello, hello.
Fucking bullshit.
Um. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I played. Yeah, Path of Exile has a controller update out. If anyone's been waiting on that, like I have, it's there. It works. So it has my approval already, and they're considering it beta. So maybe they've got more work to do on it. But it works pretty well already. So what else? That's kind of all I've been playing. Actually, the my girlfriend's also a huge Zelda fan too, so Uh, her favorite is Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess, and I should be ashamed as a Zelda fan how many Zelda games I've not finished, and I never finished Twilight Princess, even though I made it pretty far into that game. I never finished it, so I've been playing a lot of Twilight Princess as well. Uh, the the Wii U version, or as I
Yeah,
like to call it, the PU version. Um, which when I originally played that game, I played it on the Wii,
yeah,
and
same.
a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't know this, but the Wii version is actually mirrored
Yep.
because Link is left-handed, but on the Wii, you have to use that Wiimote, uh, and to make it line up with the Wiimote, most people are right-handed in the world, so they mirrored the Wii version so that he would be right-handed to make it.
Which is like crazy to me to like do that
Yeah.
because it
So
really does like change the game. Like, because I played it on Wii too, and my buddy loaned me the GameCube version like years ago when my Wii wasn't working. And I played it and I was like, oh, this is like not what I remember. Like, it's crazy, like how just mirroring it
yeah,
changes the whole fucking game.
yeah. So yeah, that threw me off once I started the Wii U version, the remaster, which is still not on Switch, but whatever.
And it pisses me off that the Wii U remaster like is only the GameCube version. Like, it doesn't have like an option to play the Wii version with like
I thought
motion
it did
controls and
have an
stuff.
option.
If there is, I haven't seen it. I haven't heard
There's
anything about it.
there's a mode called Hero Mode, which I don't remember exactly what it does, but I think that's the flipped version, maybe. But it also like makes it so that hearts don't drop.
Yeah, I think it just makes it harder. I don't think it like
Uh,
mirrors the game.
but I'm more upset that they just don't put this and Wind Waker HD out on Switch. But they did Skyward Sword. I don't know. It's weird. That's weird to me.
It is super weird.
But
It is super weird. I think a big part of it is because like, so I looked it up. Twilight Princess HD, yeah, hero mode like flips it, so it's like the the Wii version. But the game doesn't have motion control support. But Skyward Sword does, which I'll argue is like playing with the Joy Cons. I heard doesn't even feel that good on Skyward Sword. So whatever. Um, I don't know. I'm just super like picky,
playing with the
and
joystick doesn't feel great either. So
yeah, I'm just like super picky about like how I play my games. But jokes aside, like what you were mentioning earlier, like I there's a lot of like Zelda games I haven't beaten too. Like Twilight Princess is another one. Like I've gotten to the end of, never finished.
yeah,
Um, Wind Waker, I got to the end, never finished. I played Wind Waker originally on the GameCube, and when I got to like that part where you have to find the Triforce maps, I gave up because it's fucking bullshit. It's annoying.
yeah.
Um, I own it on Wii U, and I heard like a completely revamps that section, so it's not shitty anymore. But I haven't like really put some hours into it. I might do it now because I got time. Um, and I've been playing like so many games recently. Is there anything else that you've been touching on with the girl with, or anything else you've been playing with your girl?
Yeah, I showed her a bunch of just games that I consider like classics, or not classics, but the shit that I hold on a pedestal when it comes to why I fell in love with video games.
Yeah.
So I showed her story, which
Okay.
if you've never played her story, you're fucking up.
Yeah, you told me about it. It's on my list. I think I own it on Steam. Just haven't touched it yet.
Yeah, it's a super short game and it's super good.
Yeah.
And like replaying it again, I was like, man, yeah, this fucking game, man, I can't. It's so fucking good. Cause it's been a while for me, but yeah, we played through that. And then so that guy that made that game, Sam Barlow, also made a new game called, not a new game, but he made another game called Telling Lies, which is on Game Pass. Um, And yeah, after going through her story, it reminded me that was out. I was like, oh fuck, he's got another game out. So we checked that out, and I'm sorry to say that game is just not.
It's
it
not,
tries
yeah.
it tries to do again what they did with her story, but it just does it in not the right way. Not the right way at all. Um,
Oh, it sucks. That's a bummer.
Not that it's bad. It's still interesting. It's just her story. All
Compared to
the
her story, yeah.
yeah, because all the videos in her story were like a minute, like they were like a minute or shorter videos,
Yeah.
so that you could just like get into it and see all the videos and then be done.
Yeah.
Or like you get into a video and see it and you just move on. But in Telling Lies, some of the videos are like 9-10 minutes long,
Ooh, fuck
and
that.
you can't like you can rewind and fast forward, but like the speed at which you can do that is so slow that it's like actually fucking annoying. Uh, and then on top of that, you don't know what you're looking for, so it kind of just throws you in. You don't really know what the fuck you're actually supposed to be looking for. But it's like it is interesting, but it's like frustrating at the same time because
God, it's like Quantum Break, how that has like episodes, like live action like sections that are like 30 minutes long. And it's like a whole ass like show.
but it's different because in Telling Lies you have to watch the video. You have to watch all the
Yeah.
context is in just these videos, and you don't know what you're looking for. So it's like it works the same way as her story, where you're searching for like words that are said, but it'll hold on. B Master says we can't understand a word you're saying. Let me.
You sound fine to me.
Yeah, I don't know. How's that, B Master? Is that any better? Um, but you search for words that are said in the videos. So if you search for the word love, it'll say, hey, the word love is said at minute 7 in this video, and it'll take you to minute 7 where that word is said. But there's a whole 7 minutes before that of context, and there could be a whole another 2 minutes after that of context that you don't know what you need. I don't know. It's frustrating. You have to like play it to like get it. It's a little confusing, but yeah.
It's a trip. It looks
It's just
good.
not as good. It's not as good.
B asked if we can stop talking for a second. I don't think you understand how a podcast works, dude. Like, what's wrong? Are we breaking up or do we sound bad? I don't know. I don't know what the
Yeah,
problem
I
is.
don't know. It's
Hold on. Keep talking. I'm gonna pull up the stream on Twitch, see how we
check
sound.
it. Yo, what's
Yeah.
up?
Drop a couple bars, Wasabi. Drop some
Dropping
bars.
bars. Yo, dropping bars. I'm on Mars. I'm an alien. I'm just playing though. They don't know who it is when I come through the door. Drinking a can of bangs, so you already know. Got my energy, and I'm a limit break.
All right.
Penetrate.
So sorry for the intermission there, but I pulled it up on Twitch and it sounds fine. So I don't know. You say our
Be-
voices are lagging? Like, what is it like stuttering or? I think that might be your system, B, because I pulled it up on Twitch and we sound fine.
You need me to drop some more bars?
I mean, if you want.
Yo, moderate. They trying to hate, but they can't. Okay. It's too early for bars. I can't. My brain doesn't work that fast in the morning. But yeah, that was it. Just I think yeah, I don't know. Telling Lies. It seems like it's worthy of attention, but at the same time, if you'd played her story, you're gonna be like, no, this ain't it.
Doesn't it
So
doesn't scratch that itch?
yeah,
um, I've been playing a lot actually. So I got addicted to Pokemon again. So like that's a thing. My
okay,
brother was in town and he's actually playing Pokemon Diamond right now, Brilliant Diamond right now. And he asked me, he's like, "Hey, can you like give me a Pokemon that'll like boost me through the games? I really don't want to play this game." Not like he doesn't want to play it, but he doesn't want to like go through it normally. He's like, "Can you just give me
yeah,
something that can like boost me through this game?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I bred I pulled up my old copy of Sword and bred him a Hitmonlee specifically to do like a lot of damage to get him through the game quickly. And I found out like fucking halfway through, I have no way of transferring Pokemon from Sword to Brilliant Diamond after I finished breeding this fucking thing for him. So that's a thing. Um, but doing
wait.
that, yeah, there's no way to do it. You can't trade from Sword to Brilliant Diamond, and Brilliant Diamond doesn't support Pokemon Home yet. So this Hitmonlee I bred for him in Sword, I can't get it to Diamond for him. It sucks.
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up. And I looked it up and I'm like, is it like a thing that's gonna happen later? And all official Nintendo press says that they're gonna support home later. But the game's been out since like what, November? So what the fuck? I don't know why. So I transferred it from Sword to home and then I traded it to his home account so he has it there. And so that way once it does support it, he can just transfer it over. Um he's just not gonna play Diamond in the meantime, so he's got a lot of other shit going on. But doing that kind of like reinvigorated that my addiction to Pokemon. So I've just been on a kick, just playing it, breeding some more Pokemon. I'm pulling up like Smogon and seeing like what's the competitive team right now, and trying to build something like that. It's fucking stupid. I hate that I'm back into it, but that's what I'm doing right now. I even like renewed my Pokemon Home account and all the all the Pokemon that I have from breeding. The dumpster Pokemon that I'm not using. I'm just putting in the Wonder Box to like get something else and see what I can do with that. It's fucking stupid. I hate that like I'm back into it. I don't know why I'm back into it. I don't know why I'm addicted to it again, but that's
See,
the
I
monkey on my back right now.
when I played Pokemon, I never did the breeding thing. I would always
Oh, I
just
do.
I would have my crew, and then that would be my crew.
Oh, I do. I'm like, I find fun in it. And I don't know why, because objectively it's not fun. Like trying to breed like the right IVs and the right ability. God forbid it's a hidden ability, because then that's gonna be a whole other thing to deal with. Um, but yeah, I've been doing that, and Pokemon Sword, especially the end game, makes it so easy to like do that because it offers a lot of quality of life stuff. Like for example, some Pokemon have what's called a hidden ability that you can't get natural. Like you can't find a Pokemon that has it. You can only get it for like special events. Um, or breeding it from Pokemon that already has it, but you can't get it naturally. Even from breeding, you can't. But Pokemon Sword has this item that allows you to change your Pokemon's ability to a hidden ability. It just takes for fucking ever to get, and there's a lot of grinding to do it, but you can do it. So I've been doing that lately, and I don't know why I'm doing it, to be honest. Objectively, it's not fun. It takes a lot of time. Some will argue it's not worth it once you do it. But I find fun in it. I don't know why. I think it's like the RPG goblin in my brain that's like, ooh, numbers going up.
Yeah.
But optimization. But I don't know. Something in my brain likes that, and I'm re-addicted to Pokemon again. But I've been playing that a lot. I've also picked up before I fell back into that, I actually picked up Immortal Phoenix Rising,
Yeah.
which surprisingly pretty solid, man.
It's
Like
good.
I'm surprised. It's not bad. It doesn't hit the same highs as Breath of the Wild does, I'll argue, but it's a fun game. It's fucking hilarious. Like the game's really funny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of jokes that are specifically like about Greek mythology that unless you like know Greek mythology, the jokes are gonna fly over your head. Like there's a couple that like made me laugh, and I'm like, oh, not everyone's gonna get that. Like one of my favorite ones that actually made me like stop and like laugh was when you're collecting like Karen's coins, and Zeus is like, what? Like he stole Karen's coins? He was saving up for a bridge. And I fucking lost my shit, dude. Just this idea of like Karen, like the fucking,
Ferryman.
yeah, the ferryman trying to build a bridge so he doesn't have to fucking take a boat anymore.
Yeah.
Like that's so funny, like to me. Like it's filled with shit like that. And I don't know why I learned Greek mythology in school. It seems like a useless subject to learn in school, but I'm glad I did because it makes this game a lot funnier. Um, there's even some like not so not so kid friendly things about Greek mythology. The game kind of makes jokes about, which I appreciate. But combat wise, the combat's I'll argue like better than Breath of the Wild, and a lot of people tell me it's actually based off Assassin's Creed Odyssey's combat. Which if that's the case, I need to fucking play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is pretty good. I'm not too far into it, but I do like what I'm playing, and it's really fun. I picked up the deluxe edition, so it has all the DLC. And I guess after the base game, there's like another expansion that continues the game after that, and then there's like another game that's based on like Chinese mythology that's also in it, and like a beat 'em up that's there after that. So.
What?
Yeah, I guess it's like an isometric beat 'em up. Hold on, let me see what it's called.
That's one of the things I like about Ubisoft is that they support the fuck out of their games. Where like most studios just put a thing out and then if it doesn't hit, they'll just fucking forget about it. But Ubisoft supports the fuck like even the ones like most of the games just don't hit, but they'll support them for fucking years.
Yeah, I found it. It's called The Lost Gods. So here's a review from ACG, and it's basically like an isometric beat 'em up.
Shouts out to ACG. Yeah. Yeah, well.
Yeah, it's basically a fucking isometric beat 'em up, and I'm like, I didn't even fucking know any of this existed. Like, when Immortals came out, that's it. It just came out. It had its time in the spotlight. And I didn't hear anything about it after. I didn't know there was all this like post game content and all this like post release support for it. Because the game has like I think it's like 3 different expansions right now. It has a continuation of the main game. It has another expansion that takes place in more Eastern Chinese mythology, and then it has this Lost Gods that's just like a beat 'em up. It's like fuck, I didn't know any of this shit like existed. So I'm excited to like be playing that and get into that. But I'm playing so many games right now. On top of this, Trials of Mana was on sale the other day, so I picked that up.
Okay.
The Trials of Mana remake, and I gotta say that's pretty solid too. Like, it's PS2 as fuck though. I'm gonna be honest, that game feels like a PS2 game. So if you don't like that like PS2 jank, you're not gonna like this game. But if you like those kinds of games, if you played like those kind of janky PS2 action games, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like you'll like Trials of Mana, and that's what this game is. It's Projekt RED described it as a remake of an SNES game that feels like a PS2 game that's released on modern systems, and that's exactly what this game is. Those of you who don't know, the Mana series are a series of like action RPGs, but honestly, they feel more like beat 'em ups with RPG elements in them. And this game's a lot of fun because it has like that PS2 jank behind it. So it's not going to be this like super refined like experience, but picking it up for understanding what it is, it's pretty fun. Like, I like what I'm playing through it. The game's kind of mindless, but it does reward like actual skillful gameplay. If you finish an encounter without getting hurt, you can do it quickly. You can actually get bonus experience for doing it. So there is some incentive there to actually pay attention and give it your all with every encounter. But the gimmick with this game, though, is that there's 6 playable characters. And each character has a different ending. And whenever you start the game, you can choose up a team of like 3 characters. You choose the main character, that's like your main character that you follow throughout the game, and then 2 other party members. And the game follows their story, from what I've been told. And it's pretty cool because you choose in the beginning, like, this is the character I'm going to play as. These are the 2 that are going to be my party members. And the game organically works them into the story as you play through. And there's even some like flashback sections you can play to like see what their story is, so you can figure out what their motivations are. So you can get you can get like 3 endings in one playthrough. My problem is, I didn't know this, but some character stories are more canon than others, according to the internet here. And again, there's 6 characters. You can choose a team of 3. The 3 characters I chose are apparently like the least important and have the least stakes in the story. So that's like a thing that I did. I didn't know was possible.
Like, as long as you like enjoy whatever story you get, right?
Yeah, and that's what people have told. That's what the online consensus is, that like, even though their stakes are like the lowest in the story, they still have a story to play through.
Yeah.
But according to the online consensus, the stories, the characters I picked, which were Kevin, Hawkeye, and Charlotte, apparently have like the least stakes in the game, and have the least interesting stories, versus the other 3 characters that I didn't pick. And I'm still having fun with it, though. Like, despite that, I'm still having fun with the game. I like what I'm doing. It is a fun game, and from what I've been told, there's a lot of depth to it later. Each character has a chance of like changing classes, and there's like, I think like 4 to 6 different classes that each character can pick from, depending on their stats that you can choose when they hit a certain level. So that there's a lot there to like really dive into. And I'm excited to play through it because, you know, I play for the same reason I play Diablo. I can just turn my brain off, fuck some shit up, watch some numbers go up. The game doesn't demand a lot from me. I'm playing on normal right now, so if you want a harder experience, try playing it on hard. But I like what I'm playing through. Have you ever played it? Because I feel like you would like this game, because you're looking for something with that like PS2 jank, right?
Oh yeah, like that's like a golden era for me. But
Yeah, that
this one
PS2
I didn't
jank.
play. I played the other one, the remake of the first Secret of Mana remake. I don't know. I don't remember what that one was called.
I think it was just called Secret of Mana, right?
Maybe.
That's the one that was like a pretty true HD remake, right? It was like overhead and everything. It didn't do what this game did, right?
Yeah, and people hated it.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. People did not like it.
I thought it was okay. It had the problems of that original, because I played that game on Super Nintendo, and it still had the same problems where I don't know if this game does it, but my biggest problem is like when you get fucking items and it doesn't tell you what the fucking item does. So it's like, which one is the healing item? Which one is the revive item? You just pick it up and it's like, yeah, this is the candy. This one's like the life flask, and you're like, what does it do? You don't know what it does until you eat it and waste it. You're like, oh, that's the one that fucking revives you, and I wasted it. Like, that was my problem in the original, and it still did it in the fucking remake, and I'm like, you motherfuckers.
Why? I don't understand. That's such an easy thing to fix. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Even like Trials of Mana like tells me what shit does. Like, I'll pick up candy. I was like, oh, what does candy do? Oh, it restores 200 HP. That's cool, because I only have like 130 HP right now, so that's good to know. Oh, chocolate restores 500 HP. I guess chocolate's better than candy.
Yeah.
But the game tells me everything, so I've never had that issue. It's so weird to me to hear that like SNES era problem still being there when the game gets a remake. But
Yeah.
whatever. Like I've heard a lot of complaints about the Trials of, or the Secret of Mana remake, which is like crazy to me that those issues are still a thing. But I'm having a lot of fun with Trials of Mana. Like it's a pretty solid game. Again, it's got that PS2 jank, so if you're not into that, like don't play it. But I'm having fun with it. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I can get past that like PS2 jank. I
Yeah.
keep saying that, but it's not a PS2 game. It never came out on PS2, but it's got that PS2 energy, you know.
Yeah.
Um, and I wanted to save the. I'm still playing RoboQuest. That's still fun as fuck. So
Yeah.
I will still talk that game up, dude. Like that game is so much fun. Seriously, if you guys haven't played RoboQuest yet, go ahead and do it. It's a fucking blast. I talked about that game on a lot of other shows, so just go watch those if you want to hear a more in-depth review of it. But it's a lot of fun. And I finally got a chance to try Young Souls, which is also on Game Pass right now.
Okay.
And dude, that game's a fucking blast, dude. It is so good. It's those of you who don't know, Young Souls is a 2D side-scrolling beat 'em up RPG with dungeon crawling elements, right? Um, so imagine like a normal beat 'em up, with screen transitions, but instead of like moving from left to right, there are like dungeons you can go through with different routes you can take. And these dungeons you go through, you're trying to find like an artifact or find something to get to the end. I'm doing a shitty job explaining it, but it's a lot of fun, trust me. But the big thing I want to talk about is the combat. The combat is so smooth and tight, and it feels really good. It's meant to be like a two-player game because there's two characters you choose from, a pair of twins, right? But playing through the game by yourself, it gives you the option to swap between them on the fly. So you can only play one of them at a time, but you can swap between them. You could even like tag another one in during a combo and continue combos, kind of like Marvel versus Capcom. And it's really cool because you can equip them out and deck them out individually, so they don't share the same equipment. You have to pick and choose. I want this guy to have this weapon, this girl to have a different weapon. Um, you have to choose that equipment between the two of them. And so what I've been doing is I have one of them being quick. Even their stats can develop differently. You could even level them up and choose different stats to level up individually too. So what I've
Hmm.
been doing is for the boy, I invested a lot of points into more stamina, so he could like dodge around more quickly and more often. And I dumped more points into HP and attack for the girl, and I'm giving her all the heavy weapons. So she's like my main damage dealer, and the boy is like my speedster kind of character, my faster character. And I gotta say, dude, it's a lot of fun. Like, and equipment drops. They all have different stats, different abilities. I don't want to say it's like Diablo because I haven't seen like that much equipment drop yet. But a lot of equipment can have different effects. Like, oh, you build up magic faster, but you attack slower. There's this axe I picked up that does more damage, it attacks slower, but it gives me like super armor, so I can't get stunned while I'm attacking with it. And the game's really good. It's really, really reactive. So you really need to like pay attention to what's going on. It's got a parry system, but unlike most games where you can parry and cancel an attack with a parry, you can't parry till the animation's done. So you gotta be careful, like when you're attacking, when you're playing offensively, because while you're doing that, you can't parry until that animation's done with your attack. The only thing you can do is like dodge. Dodging cancels out your animations, but those are limited, and you use up stamina when you do it. So you gotta wait for that stamina to refill, kind of like Dark Souls. There's a lot of thought into this combat system. There's even air juggles and different stuff you can do that I don't want to get into. It's a lot of fun. The game likes to kind of brag about how tough it is. Even like the main difficulty, the game says, hey, this is like a harder difficulty, but this is what we built the game around. This is what we recommend you play on. If you don't want to, we understand, but this is what the experience we wanted to give. And the game's not easy. Like I really am trying with like every boss fight, every enemy encounter. And what's cool is that once you die, if it's a boss fight, you can start right from the start of the boss fight again. So it's not like super punishing when you get your ass kicked. So it feels good to play through. I'm being kind of vague with it because I don't want to spoil too much of the game. It's got a really good story. It's a really fun sense of humor. I like this game a lot. I'm going to drop it at that. This game's a lot of fun. If you have Game Pass, go pick it up. I would love to play this on stream one day so I can kind of show the game off a little bit because I am having a lot of fun with it. Even though I haven't been able to invest a lot of time into it recently, I do like what I have been getting into. And I would love to talk about this more on a stream or something we have time, but this game is definitely something that's worth playing. If you have Game Pass, go check out Young Souls. I love this fucking game.
This looks dope.
It is dope, dude. It's so much fun, and it's fucking hilarious. Like, the game's legitimately, like, really, really funny. And stories, I actually care about the story. Like, I want to see what's happening next. There's so much, like, intrigue with it. Like, I feel like this game was made for me. Like, it's 2D animated. It's a beat 'em up with a really good combat system. It's got RPG elements and dungeon crawling elements. Like, I feel like someone made this game for me. Like, it's ticking all the boxes I need. It's even got co-op, which is dope. I like this game a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. I like this game. Go check it out. It's definitely worth the price of admission. It's only like $20 if you don't have Game Pass. But honestly, if you don't have Game Pass, you're fucking up. Like, why don't you have Game Pass? Go get Game Pass. It's not expensive. Yeah. And you have access to, like, all these games that you didn't have before. Go check it out. It's dope. So that's what I've been playing. Let's get into some gaming headlines. The big story we're going to talk about is PlayStation State of Play. They just had a State of Play a little while back, and they showed off a ton of new games, ton of games you've already heard of. So there's a lot to go into. The big one that I'm excited for is Exoprimal. Was announced by Capcom, and it's set to be launching on PS4 and PS5 next year. This game looks like a fucking trip, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of old Capcom heads were like Dino Crisis when they saw this, and I thought the same thing when I saw this. And honestly, I'm kind of holding out hope that this is a Dino Crisis tie-in.
So they said it's not, but the guy who made Dino Crisis was like, yeah, we worked on this a little bit. So apparently there is some Dino Crisis in here, but they didn't actually come out and say, no, this is Dino Crisis. I never played Dino Crisis. I played a little bit of it, but I did not get. I played it not enough, I guess, to get the Dino Crisis vibe, because that game was like a turn-based RPG, right?
Dino Crisis, no, it was like a survival horror, like Resident Evil clone with dinosaurs.
Oh, what the fuck am I thinking of?
You're probably thinking of Parasite Eve.
Oh, maybe.
Which was not made by Capcom, but yeah. Jokes aside, though, this looks. I'm getting Dino Crisis vibes from this specifically because Dino Crisis deals with a lot of like time travel elements, and one like recurring theme of the game is like, oh, we fuck with time, and now like we opened up a portal that either took us to the Cretaceous area or brought dinosaurs to our time. So this literal thing of like portals opening up and dinosaurs falling from the sky, that's not outside of the realm of possibility in the Dino Crisis universe. That's why I was getting those vibes from it. But with this game,
Earth Defense Force vibes, like EDF,
yeah, because of the sheer amount of like dinosaurs. Yeah, I got that vibe too. And what this game actually is, it's like a cooperative like horde shooter almost, so kind of like Earth Defense Force. But it's got that Capcom DNA in the sense that it's really fucking weird, and it's got what looks like a really intriguing combat system with multiple classes that all play very differently. So it kind of reminds me of like EDF cross with Monster Hunter with some Dino Crisis sprinkled on it, is what the vibe I'm getting from it. And I gotta say, I'm interested, dude. Like,
it looks dope.
Yeah, this looks insane, and I'm into it. I like crazy, weird shit. Why are games like afraid to be kind of dumb and silly? Like, remember back in the day when like games weren't afraid to like be kind of dumb sometimes?
Because all the
Like
serious
dumb and
shit
weird.
is what's making all the money, or like it's what's getting all the attention, like the Last of Us's and the
Yeah, the like
Horizons and
Last of
shit.
Us is Horizons, God of Wars,
Yeah,
which is like fine. That's what you're into. But I missed when games were kind of dumb and weren't
yeah,
afraid to be dumb. Like
yeah.
this looks dumb and fun. Like I miss that. I miss dumb and fun games. And this looks like it's doing that, and I'm okay with it. You know, dinosaurs are literally falling from the sky, and you got to deal with it. That's cool. Like I want to see that. That's set to come out PS4 and PS5 next year. I'm gonna be watching this with some intent, dude,
So
because Capcom has been on a roll lately with their
I
games,
should
so I
say
can't wait to
about
see this.
all the games they showed in this state of play, all of them are coming to PC, except
Yeah,
uh, except Returnal, which might come to PC, but they haven't said that. But everything else they show is PC as well. So
really. Exo
yeah,
Primal's coming out to PC. I didn't know that.
yeah, everything
That
else
is
they
good to
showed.
know.
Yeah,
That is good to know. I'll have to check it out then.
yeah.
Exo Primal looks cool, so that's all I'm gonna leave it on. I want to play this game. Ghostwire Tokyo got its new story trailer. That's actually set to come out in a couple days.
Yeah.
On PS5.
The reviews
G-Man
are out.
Lives actually, yeah, reviews are out. G-Man Lives, a YouTuber I love, he did a review on it, and a bunch of other reviewers have already put out their takes on the game. Like it looks cool. I don't know what else to say about it. It looks cool. It looks really interesting. I like the Japanese mythology behind it. The Japanese mythology is like fucking cool. Like I feel like a lot of games don't take it seriously, but games like this, Neo 2, when they take it seriously, it's like really creepy and weird
Yeah.
and like otherworldly feeling because it's not a culture that I grew up with, so it feels really alien to me. And I like what this game's putting out. It doesn't look like a survival horror game, really. It looks more like an action game, like an action FPS RPG, open world, blah, 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 blah. But it does look really cool. Despite that, I still want to check it out. I'll probably, from the reviews I've seen, it's pretty decent from the reviews I've heard. So I'll probably check it out when it's on sale. What about you? Have you heard anything like specifically about this game that
The
sticks out to
reviews are
you?
pretty mid across the
Yeah,
board, so uh,
yeah.
yeah,
Like
I'll
they're
probably check it
decent.
out when
Nothing
it does come
outright
out.
bad about it
Yeah,
yet that I've heard. Which like I'm okay with. If it gives me like an interesting experience, I don't know. I don't care if the game's like okay. But again, I'm like you said, I'm probably gonna check it out when it goes on sale or something. I'm not gonna like drop 60 to 60, $70 for this game. We also got Stranger Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. It got a new trailer with a new demo available right now. I don't know what else to say about this game, dude. This game
it
looks like
looks
it should have
awesome.
come out. This game looks like it should have come out like 10 years ago. I feel like Trapped should be doing the soundtrack for this game, or like Limp Bizkit should be doing the soundtrack for this game. This game's edgy as fuck,
Yeah, but it
but
looks awesome though.
it looks pretty cool. Like
It
it's
looks
ticking
fun.
this. It's got this like guilty pleasure like thing going on that I feel like I would like it if I actually sat down and played it. There's a demo available now, so I might just download the demo and give it a shot. And if I like it, I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
But this looks insane and weird. I don't even know what to say about it. It just looks weird.
They
It's
showed
supposed
off
to take
more.
place in like the same world as Final Fantasy One, right? That's why it's
I
called like
think
Final Fantasy
so.
Origin.
It's Gao, Gaubeth, Gao something,
What the
Gao
fuck
something.
are you talking about? Are you having a
It's his
stroke?
name. Galbrand, that's his name, or some shit like that.
What are you
Galbeth,
talking about?
that's his name. He's the boss of Final Fantasy One. The end boss is it's Galbed, right? No, Galbed is something else in Final Fantasy. Gabranth,
Isn't it Chaos? Isn't that his name? Chaos?
No, no, he's fighting chaos, but his name is Gal
Garland?
Gal Gowland. Gowland?
Garland?
Garland. Garland. It's Garland. Yeah, he's the baddie, right? In Final Fantasy One.
Is he? I don't know. I never played Final Fantasy One.
Yeah, He's the
Controversial
hero of
opinion.
this.
Final Fantasy 1 kind of sucks.
I just remember him from Dissidia. He was always a fucker in Dissidia. He was like the strongest guy in Dissidia. But yeah, that's him.
Wait. So the main character in Origin is like the last boss from Final Fantasy 1?
I think so.
I thought the dude's name was Jack.
Jack.
Yeah. The guy you play as, the main character, his name's Jack, right?
I don't fucking know.
Oh, his name's Jack Garland. Wait, what?
Yeah, Jack. Yeah. That's
I am so
Garland.
confused. Okay.
Anyway,
I am
that's,
like
yeah,
confused.
That's him. That's what
I
I'm
wish
saying.
they picked another game instead of Final Fantasy 1 because I don't know dick about Final Fantasy 1.
Nobody does. I think that's why they're doing it.
That's
Like
a weird game to like make an
Origin.
edgy like, yeah. A weird game to make like an edgy like Souls clone out of.
It looks okay.
But wait, wasn't
I'm gonna
Final Fantasy 1 like high fantasy though? This dude has like an iPod in this game, doesn't he?
I mean, I don't know shit about Final Fantasy 1. So
I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. Point is, this game's an enigma, and not gonna lie, it's like it's working for me. It's got us talking about it, so it's doing something right. Forspoken also got a brand new gameplay trailer.
Got delayed to October 11.
Which, like, I'm okay with. I don't get all pissed off when games get delayed because it just tells me that they're trying to make the game like functional on release.
But looks okay. I don't have much to say about this.
Same. It looks all right. Is that a fucking dragon? There, I did the meme. Yeah, there I did the meme. But jokes aside, like it looks okay. Like there's really nothing there that like really sticks out to me. The game looks pretty. It's running on the Luminous engine, which looks nice. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I haven't seen enough of it to like really get me interested.
Moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Gundam Evolution got a new look with a 6v6 gameplay, and it's coming to PS4 and PS5. So Gundam Evolution, yeah, that's like the Overwatch clone, right?
Yeah. We talked about, I think when we saw this, it was just a Japanese trailer, so we didn't really. Yeah. But yeah, it's like Gundam Overwatch, which it looks dope. I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, it's fucking stupid. It's like, it looks competent at what it's doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't look bad at all. So, but very Overwatch.
And honestly, like, it doesn't really even look that Gundam, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not super into Gundam, but aren't these like giant mecha robots? Why does everything like look to scale with them? You know what I mean?
Well, it's first person. And I don't know, I guess the arenas are built so that you can run around in giant mechs, so.
Why defeats the purpose of being in a giant mech then?
You're not running around in like cities and shit.
Why not? Oh, I'm in a giant mech. Let me feel like I'm in a giant mech.
Yeah.
Yeah, but jokes aside, like this game does look fucking dope. I don't know dick about Gundam. I'll be honest. It's not a franchise I grew up with. It's not a franchise like I really watched a lot growing up. I don't know anything about Gundam, but this looks fun as fuck. I never watched Gundam, but I play a lot of shooters, and this looks like a fun shooter. So. I just don't know who any of these characters are. I know there's someone watching who's like, "Oh, you don't know this like Gundam Mark?
Or
yeah, you don't know Gundam RX 350? I don't know.
That's a car.
Fucking. I know. I'm just making shit up. I bet it's a Gundam though somewhere if you dig hard enough. But no, jokes aside, like this looks really cool, and I'm into it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm into it, dude. Like, I want to check this out some more. Speaking of like giant mecha, Gigabash. We got a trailer for Gigabash. Did I skip something?
You skipped Ninja Turtles.
I did? I did skip Ninja Turtles. My bad.
Out a Ninja Turtle collection.
Yes, the Cowabunga collection. So it's a classic collection of like classic TMNT games. Turtles Tournament Fighters, Turtles in Time, the Turtle arcade game, even the Turtles NES game is on there, which I didn't think people actually cared about outside of like AVGN memes. But this looks, I mean, it looks cool. I didn't really play a lot of TMNT games growing up, so I have like zero nostalgia for any of these. But a TMNT arcade game and Turtles in Time are on here. And I think that's at least worth the price of entry, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the good ones, so that's got to be worth the price of entry.
I think it does have online play too. So
Oh,
I think so. Could be wrong.
there we go. I've always wanted to try the Tournament Fighter TMNT game. It's probably not good, but I've always wanted to try it.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. But I like fighting games and I like Ninja Turtles, so I want to at least try it. Like, it's probably not great, but I want to at least try it. But yeah, so that's the thing. That's set to come out. Do we have a release date for that yet? Later this year, right? Yeah, just later this year. Do we know what the Cowabunga collection is going to cost yet, or has that not been announced?
Doesn't say. I mean, they don't even have a date, so I probably don't have a price either.
Oh, just Googled it. According to NintendoLife.com, it's going to be $40.
Yikes.
Which, kind of steep. I mean, it's got the Turtles arcade game. It's got Turtles in Time arcade. It's got Turtles in Time SNES, which I think are like the only games like you'd really care about. So if you look at those games, like $10 a game, yeah, it's not too bad, but you're getting a lot of bullshit with it. You're probably not gonna like or play. So
yeah.
I don't know.
The Tournament Fighter could be fun if there's people online playing it.
I doubt it though. Who's playing that competitively, dude? Let's be honest here. I never really played any TMNT games. Hyperstone Heist might be fun. That's like another like TMNT beat 'em up that's on here that nobody talks about. But you know, there's probably a reason nobody talks about it. I don't know. It might be worth it if like you're really into these games, you hold nostalgia for these games, but if you've never played them, like I have, it's a hard sell. Maybe when it goes on sale, I'll check it out. You know, I wouldn't pay more than like $30 for that game, and even then that's like my max. We also got to look at Giga Bash, which is a kaiju fighting game releasing on PS4 and PS5 later this year. This is like an arena fighter. It kind of reminds me of Power Stone a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Power Stone, or like the classic, like those classic, like the GameCube Godzilla game.
Yeah, like Destroy All Monsters.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's memory unlocked. I forgot that game existed. Shit. I played that game like forever ago when I was a kid. I remember liking it. I doubt I'd like it now, but
Yeah. But you don't get these games. You don't get games like this anymore. Yeah,
no,
like
you
Power
don't.
Stone.
Yeah, it's been a while since like we've seen a game like this. And this looks like, excuse me, this looks like it'll be fun. It's no word what it's gonna cost, but I doubt it's gonna be a full price game. Um, this could be a good time, man. This could be a good time. That's all I'm really gonna say about it. I mean, it showed off what the game's trying to do. That's really all I can say is that it looks like it'll be fun. And another fighting game that I fucking had no idea would get announced. We got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R releasing on PS4 and PS5. So those of you who don't know, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle was actually a fighting game that came out on the PS3 back in like 2013. And it got a limited release. It got a ton of DLC content. And that's it. Nothing happened with it after that. Now it's getting a re-release on modern systems for PS4, PS5, with all that DLC included. I gotta say, this looks fucking awesome.
Fun.
Yeah, it looks like fun. I am a JoJo's fan, so I love me JoJo's. I got into JoJo back in like 2015, 2016. And I'm into it, dude. I fucking love it. I'm fucking cringe with that shit. Like, I really, really like JoJo. And I wanted to play this game for a while, But the problem is because the game was so limited, it's fucking expensive to find a copy for it. When I was looking for it, like actually looking for a copy for the PS3, I was finding copies for like $60-$50 still,
Yeah.
pre-owned. Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I doubt it costs that much now with the PS4 and PS5 games coming out. I would
Even
honestly
then,
be
you would need,
surprised.
even if you bought that, you would still need a PS3 to play it on.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's
Sucks.
why like I doubt the price is that high now with this re-release coming out. I'm sure that fuck with the price on the secondhand market quite a bit, but even then I don't want to play that if I'm getting a PS4, PS5 remake coming out with all that DLC included. You know, why bother? It's a 2.5D fighter. Well, 2.5D isn't right. It's a 3D fighter, but it does a lot of 2D. How do I word it? It's like Tekken, but less emphasis on 3D movement, I want to say. But the big thing about this is it's JoJo as fuck. So you got stands, you got vampires, you got stupid JoJo bullshit, which I'm into. I love that stuff. And this looks fun as hell. Like this looks really cool. Like I can't wait to like play this and get like, you know, my JoJo, get my JoJo on, dude. This looks cool. That's all I can say. It looks cool. That seems to be the term of the theme of the day here, but
Your
I don't know what
JoJo
else to
on.
say. Yeah, get your JoJo on, man. Like I'm into this. I'm not as caught up with the show. I haven't watched the newest arc to come out. I still need to finish Golden Wind, but I'm super into JoJo, and this looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Honestly, I'm probably gonna pick this up because I'm a slut for fighting games and I love JoJo. So this game was like baited for me. Um, yeah, moving on. We got Trek to Yomi, 2D sword fighting game set to drop on PS4 and PS5. And it
Looks
was
dope.
announced. Yeah, it looks dope. Like that's all I can really say. It's trying to do that Kurosawa look to it with the black and
Yeah,
white filter.
it's doing it right.
Yeah, it's doing it very right. I love what
uh,
I'm looking at here.
because it looks like Ghost of Tsushima, but what if it was like a side-scrolling action sword fighting game rather
Which
than like
perfect elevator pitch. That's exactly what this is.
yeah.
I love it. I like this. Honestly, I like 2D games, so I'm probably gonna be really into this. I really want to check this game out too. This looks like a lot of fun, honestly. I like the aesthetic. I like the art, the work behind it. The sword combat looks very like visceral and intuitive. I
Reminds
like
me
what I'm
of
looking at here.
a Prince of Persia or like uh Another World. Is that what that game's called? Another World.
Oh, with the like hyper like realistic animation.
Yeah,
A little bit, but it's a 3D. It's got 3D models to it, so it doesn't
yeah,
have that like kind of awkward stiffness you see in those
yeah,
like 2D
and like
sprite games.
just more of an emphasis on combat rather than like
Yeah,
jumping and exploring and shit.
yeah, which I'm cool with. Like this looks cool. And apparently like the game actually has like a full Japanese cast with like actual Japanese actors I've never heard of. But, you know, that just adds to the authenticity here. So that's really cool to see. Honestly, I like this. It's got that aesthetic that everybody likes. It's being developed by Flying Wild Hog and it's being published by Devolver. They got a pretty good track record, so I'm not going to complain here. This looks cool. It's set to come out spring of this year, so I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this. Moving on, we got Returnal is getting a co-op update with a new survival mode, and that's set to drop for free today, March 22nd. So, you know, if you went out and got a PS5 day one and you played Returnal because that was the only game that was available, there's a reason to go back into it. Um, Jokes aside, I do want to play Returnal, but I'm not going to fucking
Yeah,
buy PS5 for it. Let's be honest here.
yeah,
Um, you know, if I went out and got a PS5 day one, yeah, I'm going to play Returnal. That's all that's fucking, that was all that was fucking out at the time.
yeah.
If But I'm not gonna
But
go out
this
and
is
buy a
dope.
system for this. That's crazy. Yeah, this
I
looks
love it.
dope.
Free updates are always good, and like this is a pretty significant one that adds co-op and just a bunch of other
Yeah,
shit. So
yeah, that's crazy. I didn't think we'd be seeing like a co-op update because the game is like a single player story driven game.
yeah,
So to add co-op to it, like it looks like it's gonna add some story elements too to like justify the co-op. Even if it doesn't, like still like a significant update to be co-op enabled. Like this looks cool. I like what I'm looking at here. I want to play Returnal so bad. I'm not gonna buy a PS5 for it, but if I ever
this
find
will
myself,
inevitably hit PC. I'm certain of
yeah,
it.
yeah, you think
I just
so?
gotta play that waiting game. Yeah.
If it does, I'll pick it up, man. I'd love to try it. I'll pick it up, play it with you. We'll stream it. It's out on PC. We also got the Diofield Chronicle. Am I pronouncing that right? Diofield.
Dio Field. Yeah.
When
Um.
I first saw this, I thought this was like Project Triangle Strategy on PS4. That's
Yeah,
not what this is, though.
but it's close enough though, because
Yeah,
like
it's
I don't.
very close.
Square Enix has just been. I admire their willingness to just throw shit out there and have it not hit at all, because that's what they've been doing. This is like the third or fourth game in a row where I'm like, dude, who, like, what, like, this is not. Maybe someone will enjoy this, but I'm looking at
Maybe.
this like this ain't gonna hit. Um,
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna set the world on fire either, man. I mean, if you're a fan of like strategy RPGs, good for you. It looks like Brave. It's got this like Bravely default graphic style with like
yeah,
the really plastic looking character models. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Which, like, if that's your thing, good for you. But I don't know who this is for. I don't think this is gonna set the world on fire, really. I don't want to be negative. I don't want games to fail. Nobody wants a game to fail. But
definitely.
yeah, who's this for? It looks cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, it looks really fun. I'm sure there's an audience out there for it. It's just not me. And I
Yeah,
don't think the install base is gonna be big enough, especially when Project Triangle Strategy just came out, right? Or it's set to come out soon.
it's coming out
Like,
soon.
yeah. So
Like,
I don't think
let's
there's gonna
see.
be enough room for both of these games in the
I think
market at the same time.
I actually think it did come out.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough room for both of those games on the market right now, but
I mean,
I don't
there
know.
is
We'll
if you
see.
own like a PS4 or five, and you
I guess
want
that's true.
that. But this comes off more as uh, like a Fire Emblem to me than like a
Final
Triangle
Fantasy
Strategy,
Tactics.
which is more
Yeah.
of a tactics.
I don't know, man. Those like strategy RPGs all look the same to me. I don't want to be. I want to be that guy, but I've never liked strategy RPGs really. The only strategy RPG I've really liked was like XCOM, but that's because it's so different from like a normal strategy RPG.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of those types of games, man, and I wish I was, but I'm just not built for them. Again, I don't think this is gonna set the world on fire. Really, I don't know if this is really gonna hit with major audiences. You're right, Square Enix had a lot of misses lately, dude. With Chocobo GP, no one's talking about that.
yeah,
Fucking Babylon Falls, nobody's
no,
talking about that. Which allegedly, while we're talking on that subject, allegedly they're still gonna support it, and the current user base and reviews aren't going to affect their post-release content.
yeah.
So I'm
Okay.
hoping they can turn it around, do like a
I
No Man's
mean,
Sky thing, but
even
I
all the way
doubt it.
back to like Avengers,
Yeah.
they've been fucking up like hard. So
Like, why are they still doing the fucking live service model thing if it's not working for them? I mean, I'm
I
not getting
don't
that vibe
know.
from this game, so
I
I
mean,
hope there's no like live service stuff with this, but
they
I
also
don't
came
know.
out and was like hugely supporting like NFTs and shit too. So
Oh,
they're kind of they look like they're trying to ride the trends
which is like not working for them at all.
Yeah.
Like Dealfield Chronicle, jokes aside, it looks like Square Enix as fuck, like original Square Enix. I'm not getting any live service shit from this. I'm not getting any like trend chasing stuff from this.
Well, you didn't get it from Chocobo GP either, so
That's true.
until shit
So,
came out, and it was like, oh my god.
oh yeah, it's like nasty with it, dude.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. We'll see. I hope this is more like old school Square Enix and not new trend chasing NFT supporting live service Square Enix. I hope it succeeds just on that if that's what happens when it drops, but we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. Um, and in some big announcement, at least I think it was big, we got Valkyrie Elysium getting its first gameplay trailer with some storytelling elements. This looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those of you who don't know, the Valkyrie, this is based on the Valkyrie profile games, right? It's part of the same like story or
I
like
think so. That's
franchise.
what I'm assuming, having not played those games. That's what.
So Valkyrie profile are like turn-based RPGs. They
Yeah.
got some like action elements to them too, don't get me wrong, but they're mainly like turn-based RPGs. This is more like an action RPG, kind of like Bayonetta or like Devil May Cry, which I'm into.
Yep.
This looks fun.
Yep.
I like that shit.
It
Like I
looks
made
fun,
no. It
but
does look fun.
also looks like, again, it looks like it's from a different era. It doesn't look like it's from, like, it looks like a PS2 action RPG as opposed to something you would expect from 2022
Yeah,
standards.
it's
Or
got that like PS2 jank to it,
yeah.
but just the way enemies react to those hits. It's hard to describe what that PS2 jank is, but you
Yeah.
know it when you see
I
it, you know?
I'm talking more of like the art style and the level design, where like there's just walls that like it looks super linear.
Yeah, it's got a very linear look to it. The art style is very anime-esque, but that yeah, it's just there to like save on models or save on graphical design.
Yeah.
Even the way the enemies react, like if you look at a game like Devil May Cry 5 and how enemies react to hits, graphically how that game looks, that looks like a modern game. That looks like a game that's come out on modern systems. Valkyrie Elysium doesn't have that same look, and it's down to like the bones of the game. You know, it's not just graphically; it's like how the game works, how the combat works. It's hard to describe what that PS2 jank is, but when you'll know it when you see it, and I see it with this. I keep using that term PS2 jank, but I don't have another term for it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And when I say it, you know what I'm talking about, like when I say it. So I'm gonna keep using that term when I just see stuff like that. And it's not a bad thing, you know. I like that. I grew up on that, so I'm okay with it. If the game's fun at the end of the day, who gives a fuck, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm into this. This looks like fun.
It looks like
This
fun. It
looks
looks
like
like
fun.
fun. So
Yeah, looks like a good time.
coming out
I
this
want to check
year
this
too.
out. Yeah, it's coming out this year, so this might scratch that itch because I'm waiting for Bayonetta 3, dude. So this might like tide me over until then, hopefully. I'm looking for something that kind of like tide me over until Bayonetta 3 comes out, and I think this might do it. Or I'll probably just play Devil May Cry 5 again. Um, but jokes aside, this looks cool. This looks like fun. That's all I can really say about it, man. There hasn't been a lot to discuss with this game. All I can say is it looks fun, even though it's got that PS2 jank. And that'll do it for the PlayStation State of Play announcement. You can check out everything here on their official website if you want to get more in-depth looks at their games. I think they've released a couple trailers for everything that we've seen today. But right now, this is the main stuff we wanted to hit on. Moving on to Game Pass, we got quite a few games coming out on Game Pass, man. Shredders is available now on Game Pass for cloud, PC, and Xbox Series X and S. Which game was this? This is that snowboarding game, right?
Snowboarding. Yeah. I think there might be skiing in there too, maybe.
Yeah, I remember this is a new game that was set to come out. That released March 17th. I haven't heard anything about it really. It
It's
just
been
kind of
out
came
on
and went.
PC for a while in, I guess, various forms of early access.
Really?
I think so. But finally hitting Game Pass, I guess. So, which is, I guess, a good reason to check it out. I do like. I've been dying for like another SSX, but no one's been doing that. So,
Yeah. I was gonna say we haven't had anything that like scratches that itch like at all.
yeah,
So we're looking for something that kind of does it. This might be it. I don't know too much about this though. We also got another game coming out for a cloud console. It says and PC, but that's scratched out. Was that an error? It's just cloud and console then?
that's how they put it on their website. So,
What really?
yeah. Uh, so I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna fuck this name up. Dungeon of Nalbuk, Nalbuk, the
Oh,
Amulet
I
of
think you're
Chaos.
right. Yeah.
So I don't know about this game. I've never heard of this game before, but I did look it up a little bit before the show. It looks kind of like a dungeon crawler RPG,
They said it's a
like not
tactical
too,
RPG.
yeah, not too dissimilar to like D&D in the terms of like the combat's like grid based and turn based, which could be fun, but I've never heard of this game before. And this game's been out since like 2020.
Wow.
Yeah, so I might check this out because me, I like me some D&D, and this looks like it's trying to, be D&D. But there are better games that do that, so I don't know.
Yeah.
It depends. It's got a very cartoony look to it, so if the gameplay, is kind of silly to match it, it might be worth checking out. But I don't know. We also got a release of Tainted Grail Conquest. This is another one I'd never heard about until I saw the Game Pass release for it.
They
So this is like a deck building Souls-like, is the vibe I'm getting from it? Or am I making that up?
they put in their little description there, deck building roguelike RPG.
Which deck building I'm already like,
Yeah,
not for
you say
me.
deck building, I'm expecting a thing, but looking at this gameplay, I'm like, where's the deck? Show me your deck.
Oh my god. um that reminds me of a funny story I'll tell you about later. I looked up a review of it, and it's got like the deck building stuff is like right there front and center of the deck in the review, which like could be interesting. It's got like a turn-based RPG system to it, but it's got this like kind of dark fantasy, like Dark Souls aesthetic too, which is why I was bringing the Dark Souls comparison to it, not because it's like hard. I mean, I'm not that I'm creative. I gotta call everything Dark Souls when it's not easy. Um, Dark Souls is more just the difficulty, people. Also like the aesthetic, but whatever. It looks pretty interesting. Like, I mean, if you like those kinds of RPGs, this might be worth your time and up your alley. But I've never really been into like deck building RPGs, really. So I don't know if I'm really gonna get into this.
What was
It's
the
on
first
Game
game that
Pass.
did this? I think is Kingdom Hearts, is that the first game that did like the deck building RPG thing?
So Kingdom Hearts is like an action RPG with deck building elements. So
Yeah, but
it wasn't turn based. I think if you want to talk about like a turn
oh well,
based like
yeah,
card
turn based.
RPG, probably Bait and Kados, I think, did it.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh, you
that
might be
unlock a
right.
memory for you.
Yeah, that did. Brain blast. Shit.
Yeah, I've never played Bait and Kados, by the way. I've just heard about it, and a buddy of mine was super into it when I was younger. And he says it's really cool, but I've never really played anything that had like a deck building RPG like gameplay before. That's the game I can think of that's done it.
They're really popular now, but yeah, it's something like that I do remember existed back in the days, but Chain of Memories is like my first memory of it.
Yeah, I think Chain of Memories is like my first deck building game that wasn't like directly a card game.
Yeah,
But that's like an action RPG. Again, that's not, turn based.
yeah,
Um, which I'm not even gonna go into like how Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories plays. That's like a whole fucking description. Um, but this looks cool. This looks like it could be fun. I like turn-based RPGs. I'm kind of indifferent to like deck building games, but it looks like it's a turn-based fantasy RPG first with deck building. Deck building is like the main component to it, but it's not a card game, so I might be into this. You know what I mean? It's hard to
yeah.
describe what I'm talking about, but it's not a card game, so I might be into this. It's only available on console, which is a bummer because I can't try it. But this could be something interesting.
I
I'll
wonder
wait till
why
it
they
comes out on
crossed off
PC.
PC there.
I don't
They
know.
put
Well,
PC and then put a strike through it as if it was like, I don't know. It's a little weird. Like,
yeah,
why
I
even
don't
list
know.
PC if it's just not on PC? Maybe it'll be on PC at some point. The gameplay they're
Maybe.
showing here is definitely on PC, so
Yeah, so it seems like it would be a good PC game. So we'll see. Maybe it'll come on PC. I'll try it out. I got nothing to lose but time, so whatever.
yeah.
Next game we got releasing. This is coming out on cloud, console, and PC, and it's available now. Is Zero Escape: The Nonary games. I never played any of the Zero Escape games, but I've heard good things. I've heard very
Yeah,
good things.
yeah.
They're like puzzle box visual novels, right?
Basically, yeah. I
Like
think
escape
so.
room puzzle box type games. I'm making that up.
Yeah. I mean, it's never been my thing. Sometimes I can enjoy like this type of game. Like Danganronpa was really good, but
I've heard
I
good
don't.
things about Danganronpa.
I
I've
have a
never
low
played them.
tolerance.
I've never played them, but I've heard good things. And this looks like it's just more of that. It's from the same developer, right?
Uh, I don't know.
I thought it was. I can't like prove that or disprove it. Um,
Yeah.
we got Norco available for PC on March 24th, so the next 2 days. This
Very
game
good
looks like a
show.
trip.
Wait a minute, Norco. Norco. Okay.
Yeah. Are you doing a bit or are you being serious right
Oh,
now
that was
with
a
that?
bit. That was a bit.
All right. So Norco is like an adventure game. It's a pixel art adventure game. And that's really all I can say about it. It looks like it takes place on what looks like a dystopian kind of
Louisiana.
world. I don't really know a lot about the world here, but it's got this cyberpunk like dystopian kind of look to it. It's got a very, very detailed like pixel art style that I really like. But it is a point click adventure game, which isn't for everybody. It's not my cup of tea, but I'm not going to shit on it because I know that there is an audience for this and people who like that kind of gameplay, even though it's not my thing. I know there are some people who would like this, and it looks like it's kind of raising the bar for that type of game. So, if you like what you're looking at here, it is going to be available on Game Pass for PC in the next 2 days. So go check it out if this is something that you're into. We got F1 2021 releasing on console, also dropping March 24th. I mean, it's an F1 game, man. what can I say about it? Um, we talked about these like hardcore like racing sims before, F1, GT. Yeah, this looks okay. Like it's not my thing. I feel like that's the theme of the day here, but it's not my thing. I'm not a big fan of racing games,
Yeah.
especially these like F1 simulators. But I know there's some people who are, and if it's something that you're into, congrats. It's going to be on a console in the next 2 days. Go check it out. If that's what you like. We also got Crusader Kings 3. That is set to drop on March 29th. Still got some time before that comes out. I've never been a fan of the Crusader Kings games. Those are kind of like Civilization, right? Like,
I think so. See, these games are just have never been. This is already on PC Game Pass. It's coming to the consoles on the 29th.
oh, is
So
it? Okay.
yeah, so this has been out for a while already, and I think people have already kind of dug their teeth into this. But
Yeah, it's not my thing. I wish I can get into these types of games, but I just don't have the time or patience really to do it. Again, no shitting on people who do like them, but it's not my thing, dude.
shout out to Bunny on YouTube saying hi. What's up? Thanks for dropping by. What do you know about Crusader Kings 3, Bunny?
If anything,
Dude,
please.
looking at this map is ridiculous. Like this
Yes,
looks like
dude. It
it's like
looks,
civilization times 1,000.
dude. It looks like stressful. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Like as someone who is like a fan of Civilization, when I have other people to play with, like I can't play that game by myself.
yeah,
This just looks like way too much for me personally, but I know this game has its audience, so but yeah, it's a lot. And it's
yeah,
coming to
exactly. It's
console.
way too much. It's way
Coming to
too much for
console,
me.
so imagine trying to play this on a fucking console.
Not trying to play it, period. Um, no, jokes aside. Again, I don't want to shit on it too hard because I know there's an audience for this. It's just
Yeah,
not me, so I shouldn't shit on it. I'm sure there are people who are excited to be playing this. I'm sure there's someone out there who is like, "Oh, it's finally coming to console. Great!" You know, the same way you got excited for controller support on Path of Exile. I'm sure
yeah.
someone's getting excited that Crusader Kings 3 is coming to console. Um, I still don't want to shit on it because it's not my thing. But you know what is my thing? This next game that we got coming out. That's this dropping on cloud console and PC. Weird West is dropping on March 31st. Have you heard of this game before?
I've heard of it.
So Devolver Digital is releasing this game. I heard about this game like got forever ago. So this is like an isometric open world dark fantasy Wild West game. So like a cult Wild West, kind of like Dark Watch almost. But what's cool with this is that it is an immersive sim, believe it or not. So it's an open world game, and it's got an open world that like changes depending on the choices you make and the way you tackle objectives. But they want to stress that this is an immersive sim, despite the fact that it doesn't have those immersive sim like qualities. You know, it's not first person. It's not a shooter, not a first person shooter at least. It's an isometric action RPG, but it has those
Okay.
immersive sim elements with a very deep, well crafted world and a story that can change on the choices you make and objectives that have multiple different ways to tackle them, different stats you can level up to tackle these objectives and tackle problems. It looks really cool. If this is supposed to be what it's promised, I can see myself getting really into this. I feel like the Old West is an aesthetic that's not really touched on as often as it could in gaming, especially if you want to make a dark fantasy, like occult Old West style to it. I think that shit looks cool. I love Dark Watch, so anything that has that vibe to it, I want to fuck with and I'm into. And this looks like it's trying to do that.
Is
I can't
this
really. What was that?
is this multiplayer? Can it be
That is a
like
very good question, and I don't know.
I know Giant Bomb has an hour long just play of this with the devs that they put up like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
So I might check that out just to get a more better overview of exactly what this game does.
According to the Steam page, it is single player.
Okay, okay.
which I'm not surprised with. It is meant to be this like story-driven, immersive sim.
Yeah, but there are games like this that are
That's true. Ascent is
multiplayer.
a good example. You know that game sucks, so I don't want to talk about that too
Not, I
much.
wasn't talking about that game. I was talking more like Divinity or
Oh yeah,
you
Divinity.
know.
So this game looks cool. I'm definitely into it. Again, I like immersive sims. I like old west aesthetics. I like demons and occult shit. So to mix it all together, yeah, I'm into this game. Um, it's dropping March 31st, and it's gonna be on Game Pass for everything. So I'm definitely gonna check this out.
Yeah. Like at first I was
Yeah,
thinking it was more like a wasteland and I was like, I don't want another wasteland. It's like it's all about how it plays for me, and this plays like more like an action game, but just from like
yeah,
an isometric view.
yeah. Which I'm into. This looks really cool. I can't wait till this comes out. We also got some quickies to go over. CD Projekt Red announced that a new Witcher game is officially in development, is being built on Unreal Engine 5. Don't know how I feel
Yep.
about that. I thought they were done with those.
They're done with Geralt.
Gotcha.
Apparently, this is not a Geralt story.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's the only way they can make a new Witcher game now, and
Yeah.
it kind of bums me out hearing that they're starting development on that because I'm like, are they just done with Cyberpunk now? Is that like as good as it's gonna get?
No, they're still
um,
working on Cyberpunk. Well, they give you all the info in this post here. They say they're still focused on Cyberpunk. They're still
that's good.
I think the biggest piece of news in this is that they are like partnering with Epic Games and using the Unreal Engine instead of their own Red engine, which is interesting. So
It is
yeah,
interesting. I'm wondering what kind of kickback like Epic gave them to like drop their engine for Unreal.
yeah. Well, or is it a benefit to them in terms of just like not
Like
having to?
development time and cost?
Yeah, because you see how Cyberpunk turned out. You're like, yeah, maybe this engine needs more work, or
Maybe.
Unreal Engine is pretty tried and tested at this point. So
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. So we'll see when this it's officially started development. So if you guys remember, when Cyberpunk got announced, remember how long that took to come out? Um,
yeah,
so we'll see what they do with Witcher. Right now, I'm kind of curious about it. Witcher's definitely getting some new attention now. The Netflix series that's coming out, I think they just dropped their new season, and Netflix has it renewed for a couple more seasons too. So I'm sure they'll ride the coattails on that to kind of keep The Witcher in like the cultural zeitgeist.
yeah.
So we'll see what they do with that. Honestly, I would prefer if they worked on more cyberpunk stuff. Want to see more of that.
That game's never
I
gonna
think
be where it needs to
I
be.
know that's why like just work on cyberpunk, do what you can for the first game, and then go into a sequel or like a second game or something that can do what you actually want it to do. I feel like The Witcher's got enough attention. Like, let's get some cyberpunk stuff. But I don't know. I think the world of cyberpunk is super interesting. And from playing the game, I never really got into the world of cyberpunk until I started playing the game. And now I'm like, dude, I want to read the fucking books. I want to buy like the RPG books and read more on that. Like, I'm really, really into this world now from playing the game, and I want to see more stuff in that.
Yeah,
It's probably not going to happen, but I would love to see more cyberpunk shit. Um,
yeah. Well,
but
they're still working
yeah,
on it, so
yeah, they're still
it's
working
not
on
gonna
it.
stop.
Yeah, they're still working on it. And with Witcher, Witcher's tried and true. It's gonna make them money, so I don't fault them for working on another Witcher game. We'll see what they do with it though. We also got the Dead Space remake is set to drop early 2023. They've done some like developer live streams on. Have you seen any of them yet?
No, I didn't watch anything about it.
It looks pretty cool, dude. So the stuff they're talking about with development and really trying to make the game more immersive. They're putting a lot of effort into making this game like as immersive and scary as possible, and I'm into it.
That's good.
Uh, yeah, I'm a new Dead Space fan. I didn't get into Dead Space till about like 3 years ago. That's when I first started playing the Dead Space games. and I fucking fell in love with them. I really like Dead Space 1. I love Dead Space 2. I even like Dead Space 3 despite all its faults. So to hear a remake coming out, I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm into it. In fact, I was playing Dead Space 2 when EA closed down Visceral. Like that's how recently I got into Dead Space. So I'm excited. I'm glad that this is we're getting a remake of it because I can't wait to see what they do with modern hardware. And especially since like it's cool to like be a good survival horror game again, you know what I mean? You know, Resident Evil 2 remake. It's cool and commercially viable now to like take your time and be a slow, scary game. So I can't wait to see what they do with this. Don't fuck it up, EA. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't fuck this up. If you fuck this up, I'm gonna be pissed. Axiom Verge 2 is also coming to Steam on August 11th. I thought this was already out on Steam, but no, it was on Epic, right?
Yeah, it's out on Epic and like on console, but it's not on Steam yet. So
Sure. Well, that's cool. It's coming out August 11th, so that'll be cool to see. I still got to play the first Axiom Verge. I haven't tried the first one yet. I really got to get into it.
both games are different. The second game is
Yeah,
very different from that first game, to the point where
yeah.
people were like kind of like upset at the second game. Like, man, this is not as good, but they're different. They're different games. So
I'm okay with it, dude. I like Metroidvanias, so
yeah,
even if they're different, I don't give a fuck. Um, we also got a new announcement that Haven Studios is coming to PlayStation, is joining the new PlayStation family. What has Haven worked on? I don't know what they've worked
nothing,
on.
nothing
Yeah.
yet.
Oh shit.
So Haven is Jade Raymond's new studio, which after she left Google, because she was on the Stadia team, which what she's been having like a lot of bad luck. She's been studio hopping a lot, so, like just not able to get another game out. So like, I kind of feel bad for her, but it looks like whatever.
Apparently, she's worked as a producer for the Assassin's Creed games and Metal Gear Solid
She's done
4.
stuff. Yeah, she's done stuff
Yeah.
on her own, like with other studios. But this is her studio that she's just formed after she left Google, and they haven't done anything yet. So like she's a veteran in the industry. She's earned her stripes, but she's been trying to like do stuff on her own since Assassin's Creed, and just hasn't been able to get anything off. So I'm
I mean, hopefully this will do something for her. I mean, God knows, like PlayStation needs the exclusivity right now with Xbox buying everything up. So
yeah,
we'll see. Hopefully she can. They'll give her like the freedom and leeway to kind of do something interesting. Now that PlayStation's looking for like that exclusivity.
yeah. Apparently they're working on a multiplayer game. So
Oh, of course they are.
yeah,
Single player games aren't cool anymore.
yeah.
Um,
AAA multiplayer experience. So
oh, okay. Oh, I've never heard of that before.
yeah,
I've
so
never ever heard of a project come out that's very vague, the very vague multiplayer experience.
yeah. Well, we'll see what that entails.
Yeah,
But
yeah, we'll see. Overwatch 2 PvP beta signups are open right now, so if you want to check that out, there is a link in the show notes. You go
yeah,
sign up if you want to join that beta.
I don't
I
know
don't
if
know
it's
what they're
still.
looking for.
I don't
The
think it's
opt-in
still
button's still
active.
there. It shows me it's still active.
You go to the link. It like, oh no, it's. They just changed the link.
Yeah, it's still. It looks like it's still active. So go check it out if you want to sign up for it. I've never played the first Overwatch, so I don't really care about Overwatch 2.
You've never
Honestly, I
played
kind of forgot
Overwatch.
Overwatch 2 was happening. Yeah, I never played Overwatch, surprisingly.
It's fun. It's fucking fun. Like it's a fun game. I
That's
know a
what
lot of
everyone
people.
says. That's
It's
what
been
everyone
up and
tells me.
down and shit, and it is to blame for loot boxes and shit too. So, but it's fun.
That's what everyone tells me, and I believe you that it is. And just I've gone this long without playing it. Why start now? Um, Especially with the shit going down with like Blizzard, so I don't
Yeah,
want to give
that's
them
the
any
other
money.
thing.
Speaking of which, I did break my like self-induced like vow not to play Blizzard games, and I downloaded Diablo 3 and played it on my PS4 for about an hour,
I
and
did
then
the
I
same thing.
uninstalled it.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. I did do that.
yeah. I played it for a little bit. I'm like, God, everything dies so good in Diablo. It
But
is a
now that
good game.
Path of Exile has controller support now, I can I can get my fill from Path of Exile now. So
Yeah, now that you announced that and you're gonna be start playing Path of Exile, I might like re-download it and play with you so I can get that like Diablo fill. And I justify it by saying like, I didn't give them money. I just re-downloaded it,
yeah,
and I did have fun with it. But now that like the guilt's starting to set in again, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna uninstall it and play Path of Exile. I just want to play a guilt-free action RPG, man. Is that hard to ask? We got too much to ask for that I can play a game without feeling like an asshole.
these days I don't know.
um,
Pico,
yes,
Pico Interactive
Pico.
is they're putting out a Glover remake, or at least they announced that they would do it. So there's a lot more to unpack with this than meets the eye. Uh,
Yeah,
and I don't know if I really want to get into it. What I do know is that Pico, they claim to be the pioneers of game preservation, but if you really look into their shit, they don't put the work in to actually preserving video games, and they
oh
don't
yeah.
allow people to like they are very much against uh like the open sourceness of game preservation. They believe in preservation as long as you're buying the games from them and only them and nowhere else. And what they provide are like shoddy fucking just they'll bundle together an open source emulator with an ISO or a ROM of a game, and then won't even put the work into making sure it works properly. Like they
God,
do
that's
the
a
bare
bummer.
fucking minimum. They'll buy the IP rights, and then so that their version of the game is the only one you can get, and they'll give you the shoddiest, shittiest, low effort version of that thing. So that's where Pico stands. Where Glover comes in is like Glover. I have a huge soft spot in my heart for Glover. I mean, you gotta love the glove.
Really?
uh,
Really? I've never met anyone that like has any like history with Glover. So
it was one of those games, you know, where you're a fucking kid and you have like only a few games that you can play because you just don't get a lot of games as a kid. So
yeah.
Glover was one of those games that I just had. I don't remember where the fuck I got it, or why I had it. I just had it on N64, and yeah, so I played the fuck out of that game, and yeah. So when I saw this, I was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, fucking Glover remake. But nah, Pico, they're not. Like you can look up, they have games on like Steam, uh, and they're all shitty. All the reviews on them are like thumbs down. All they did was just you're paying $40 for a free emulator and a ROM, and they didn't even make sure that the controller shit works or that the resolution
Oh,
is
fuck.
correct, or like they didn't bother doing any of the work in any of the releases they do. They just buy
That's
the
a huge
rights.
bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge bummer. What's different with this though is that according to the description here on their Twitter post, they say this is gonna be a completely redone remake from the original source code, so it's not supposed to be a emulation. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's what they're
That's what
promising.
they
That's what this
say.
turns out to be. Yeah, that's what they
Glover
say.
Glover had a PC version already. Not many people know about that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
It had a PC version, but it was trash. It was fucking shitty.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I yeah. So I just don't know what to expect with this. I don't know what to expect. Also, like that coming from PIKO, you can't trust their word because they're gonna say that regardless.
Yeah.
You really you just don't know.
Yeah. No, I hear you. So we'll see then. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to hold my breath there. They got the track record that you're claiming. I definitely don't want to hold
If
my
you scroll
breath.
down this Twitter post, it's just people like trash talking them like yeah, you NFTs and preservation, fuck you and shit like that. Like looking at the comments is what makes you dig deeper into this. Like, okay, who the fuck is PIKO? And then yeah, you find out.
Yeah, the first comment I'm seeing here is can't wait to see you going bankrupt soon.
Yeah. So
Yeah, wow. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of hate for these guys.
there's also like a beta. There was a beta version of Glover 2 that's been floating around,
Oh, I heard about
and
that.
since they own the rights of Glover, they've been like actively shutting down that prototype version because, and then like on Twitter they were like, "What's the point? Historic value. What historic value does a ROM with unfinished graphics or a freezer bug have?"
Are you fucking kidding me right now, dude? Like,
Yeah, the historic value is that this thing exists
yeah,
in
like
some form, and people want to check it out. Like,
if
so
JD Salinger, if we found out today, JD Salinger wrote a sequel to God damn it, what's that fucking book that he's popular for?
Catcher in
Ah,
the Rye.
Catcher in the Rye. Yeah, we found out there was an unfinished sequel to Catcher in the Rye, and someone threw it away because it's like, what point does it have? It never released. Can you imagine the fucking uproar that would cause? I'm not going to compare Glover to Catcher in the Rye here, but I'm just saying,
You could
like,
though.
but I'm just saying, like, it exists. You should at least let people play it or make the steps to like restore it and officially release it.
Yeah, yeah.
I also want to point out that according to Steam, that Glover remake is set to come out on April 20th. So,
Oh yeah, it's coming out on 420.
yeah. So, that's fun. But jokes aside, yeah, Pico sounds like a fucking company, man. That's
Yeah,
all I can
yeah,
say. They sound like some fucking work, dude. I mean, we'll see what happens. There's a lot of games I'm seeing here that they've like released. Fucking Super Noah's Arc 3D,
yeah.
40
I think
Winks.
their 40 Winks one is like the one that has like a shitload of reviews on it. They're just like, don't buy this. It's just an emulator that's open source, so you shouldn't be paying for that anyway. And then like just a ROM.
It's funny to like hear that, especially when like we've seen other games get modern day remasters. Like Turok 64,
Yeah,
Shadow Man got a remaster by Night. Anything Night Dive works on. They done a good job like releasing, the Freddy Fish games, the Turok games. They just released Power Slave recently back in February. Why can't they just follow like Night Dive's lead and do stuff like that? Like, I mean, Night Dive. I haven't heard any complaints about any of the other releases Night
because
Dive
that
has
takes
done.
actual effort and time
Yeah,
and money.
yeah,
Like if you could just download the ROM from the internet, if you could just buy the rights so that you're legally in the right to do just download the ROM and then package it with a free emulator and sell it, then well, you're legally in your right to do that.
that's so
But
shitty.
Yeah.
It is so shitty. I'd be so pissed if I bought that game and I was like, I could have just fucking done this for free. Um, God, fuck you, Pico. I'm
And
mad
that's
now.
what
I didn't even know they
Nintendo's doing with
existed.
their fucking
That is true.
N64 shit. I'm like,
They're kind of making an effort to like remaster it though and update
they're
the
doing a little
visuals.
bit, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the bare minimum, but it's there. But Pico, I didn't even know this company existed until now, and now I fucking hate them. So
Yeah.
thanks for that. I'm like looking through their Steam library, and I'm like, my God, dude, they worked on that because I've heard some of the games that they've released. Like 40 Winks, perfect example. Like I've heard about the controversy with that. I didn't know that that was something that they worked on. So that's some shit. We'll see what happens though with this. They say they're gonna do like a whole open source remake. Watch it just be a fucking ROM of the PC version though.
Yeah.
We'll see. We got some new trailers and videos releasing. Hogwarts Legacy got an official gameplay reveal. This looks interesting. I'm not gonna
Looks
lie. This looks
incredible.
interesting. I'm kind of hesitant on it. I'm not a big fan of the Harry Potter IP, so it's like whatever to me.
I'm not
Also, J.K.
either.
Rowling's kind of problematic, so I feel bad like supporting her.
Well, I don't
But
know if
this stuff
this
look really cool.
does this support her? Is she still
She still makes money on this. You serious? Like, yeah.
okay? Okay. Um.
Also, I guess there's some shit on Twitter when like they announce like, oh, explore some like never before seen areas, and they show off like a slave kitchen run by those goblins,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and the goblins are like a stand-in for African Americans. Allegedly, I didn't get that vibe from this trailer, but a lot of people are like
I mean, there's black
getting that.
people in the thing,
Yeah. So I
but
don't
no
know like
black
where
people, and they
that.
have them all in the kitchen.
Yeah.
This I don't know. This looks awesome to me. It's like a bully, but Hogwarts. And it's just I don't know. It looks awesome.
It does look pretty cool. You know, jokes aside, this does look really cool. I
Like
mean, we'll see
my
when it finally comes out what it's gonna do.
yeah.
Did you see that meme of someone comparing it to like Knights of the Old Republic?
No.
Oh man, it's fucking great. There's this meme that's like comparing it to KOTOR. It's really, really funny. Hold on, I'm gonna find it and send it to you so you can go through it later. But it's really
Yeah.
funny.
I didn't play enough KOTOR to. I don't think I'll understand the memes, but I
Hold
don't
on,
know.
I just found it.
This game as not a Harry Potter fan. Like what I wonder from this is if it's as open as you want it to be. Like, can you just go anywhere and then do anything? Or I doubt it, but you don't know. You just don't know. I don't know.
I like that it takes place in the late 1800s, so it's like a deep prequel, you know, before the movies, before the books.
Yeah.
So there's some cool stuff. As someone who's not really into Harry Potter, this takes place before like any of the movies or the events that lead up to the movies. So this might be worth looking into. So I have something to like.
Well, where does that Wizarding World movie take place? The new one's coming.
Oh, the Grindelwald movies
Yeah.
or the Fantastic Beasts movies.
Well, there's a new one coming out. Well, yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know shit about Wizarding World, so but
Yeah, I think that takes place in like the 1920s, doesn't it?
so is it this would be before like everything then?
Yeah, this is before like anything that we've seen so far. So that's like one like comparison to like KOTOR because KOTOR takes place like what, like a hundred years before Star Wars, before A New Hope.
Yeah.
God, this looks like a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah, that's Hogwarts. That's Hogwarts Legacy. They got like 15 minutes gameplay of this, so it's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot,
don't
and
know
it
if it
looks
has a
really
date.
cool.
I don't think it has a
Like, this
date
looks like
yet.
it could be really cool. Yeah, it doesn't have a date yet. Which, again, apparently Twitter, like, doesn't really like it. They're kind of blowing up with it right now. But honestly, Twitter's upset with everything.
They upset
And
at?
I'll admit, J.K. Rowling's kind of a problematic person, so I could
Are they just upset at
understand,
J.K.
like,
Rowling?
probably.
Then why are they upset now and not upset like when this game was announced? Or maybe they were. I don't know.
I think they were. It's just like now that it's got this new trailer out, people are just like, oh, kind of remind everyone why we're upset. And again, I don't want to shit on them because J.K. Rowling is like kind of a shitty person, and it
Yeah.
does make it kind of hard to support her. So if I do pick this game up, it's definitely going to be off like a gray market or like third party. Either gray market or like pre-owned if I do play this game. Because I don't want to give her any money if I can avoid it.
Well, the YouTube comments are pretty favorable about this. So
Yeah, the YouTube comments are very favorable, which is why like I express that it's just Twitter that seems to like really have a problem with it. Um, Jokes aside, it does look incredible. As someone who's not a Harry Potter fan, that does look really cool. And my wife's gonna want to play it, so I'll probably just pick it up for her, honestly.
I found out I'm a Gryffindor recently. So
I found out I am a Ravenclaw.
oh.
Yeah, so that's cool. I don't see it. I'm a fucking dork, but whatever. Um, my wife was like, I can see it. I'm like, really? Really though? Okay. Because the Ravenclaw's like the smart ones, right?
Yeah, they're the nerds, I think.
Yeah. All right. So next trailer we got the Quarry. Is
Yeah.
this by the
So this is the Until Dawn guys.
Yeah, so it is the Until Dawn guys. All right.
Um, and I guess they're going back to that style of story where it's like the teen, uh, teen summer camp type thing. They've been doing other stuff with the anthology, the Lost. What the fuck is that shit called? Dark Pictures anthology. They've been doing that stuff for a while, but now I guess they're going back to this style of teen summer camp story.
And it's got some
Uh,
like names in here, man. Like
yeah,
Brenda Song is in this from like Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. David Arquette, Justice Smith, and Ted Raimi is in this. Like I wasn't expecting Ted Raimi. That's really cool.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Until Dawn had names too, so I guess yeah they're doing that again basically, which that was their like breakout hit. So you would imagine they would try to do that again because I don't know if the Dark Pictures was hitting like that, but they're teaming up with 2K Games on this too.
Yeah.
They're publishing this, but it looks good. I would say the frame rate on this not impressive. Like it
Yeah.
looks like it's still running Until Dawn type shit. Where I'm like, yeah, that game was not running well,
I was not.
but it looks like it's gonna be, looks like it's
Yeah,
it's, it's doing the same thing.
as someone who liked Until Dawn, I'm definitely interested in this. I liked Until Dawn because it definitely felt like an interactive horror movie. It's the vibe they were going for.
Yeah,
And the story does do a good job of like subverting your expectations. So I liked it. I kind of want to see what this game does. It looks like it's trying to do the same thing. I would not be surprised if there was like a twist there that we saw like Until Dawn. I'm into it. I liked it. I liked Until Dawn. I haven't played any of their other games after that, but I did like Until Dawn, so I want to check this out because it looks like they're kind of going back to their roots a little bit.
coming out relatively soon,
Yeah.
June 10th on that. So that's a fast turnaround.
Yeah, that's in like 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, 3 months. 2.5 months. And then some other trailers. We got a trailer for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Oh my god, this looks incredible, dude. Oh my god. Um, it's showing off so much cool stuff. We got some new monsters, new variants. There's a lot of really cool stuff to see here. I really like that first monster they showed off, that fucking like boxing gorilla thing. That looked cool as hell. He's even got like his headpiece looks like a fucking like boxing helmet. Like that's really neat. I love that thing's design. I can't wait to play this game and fuck that thing up. Like this looks cool. You guys know I love me some Monster Hunter. I fucking dump 100+ hours in every Monster Hunter game that comes out. And this new expansion looks like just more of that, and I'm into it, dude.
Yeah, just get the PC version, and we can hunt.
I'm already playing it so much on Switch, though. I know, like
Just transfer your save over.
I can't. If it was a thing, I would have done it. Are you serious right now? Are you fucking with me? If that was a thing, I would have done it. I would have played on PC and just like transfer my progress to Switch. I can play with my brothers, but that's not an option. So I'd be starting the game over again. I don't know. With the new armor that they're releasing and weapons that they're releasing, specifically like boost new players, it probably won't be too much of a grind to like get up to the Sunbreak content on PC. I'll think about it. But this looks cool. We got some new monster variants coming out, some new monsters coming out. I don't want to go through every single thing that they showed off because we don't have the time for that, but this looks incredible. I get excited for anything Monster Hunter related, and this looks like more of Sunbreak. They've added some new, looks like there's some new riding mechanics, some new weapon mechanics, some new switch weapon mechanics. I'm really into this game, dude. I cannot wait till this comes out. I'm gonna play the fuck out of this when it drops. I haven't pre-ordered it yet, so I should probably do that. I think I'm gonna do that after this episode. But I cannot wait. Have you played? You bought it on PC, right? What'd you think?
I played the demo on PC,
Yeah.
and
Do you
it was
like it?
good.
Yeah.
I just don't have. I don't know. I need to slot in some time for it.
The game's grind heavy, man. You gotta love the grind to be in a Monster Hunter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because I had Rise. I played Rise a lot, but it was just like just a little bit at a time.
It's a good game. It's a really good game.
Yeah,
It takes time, dude.
yeah.
Um, we got another trailer, Redout 2, got a gameplay overview trailer. I've never heard of Redout before.
Redout. I think it like started on PC a couple years ago
Oh
as
yeah?
like an F-Zero, and people loved it. I mean, it does what those games do. It's fast, fucking like sci-fi racing type shit, like F-Zero and a little bit like Wipeout, but I think mostly F-Zero.
Okay.
And yeah, Redout 2 is they're doubling down on it. It's more of that because there's not
Cool.
many alternatives, like for this style of racing. But you got F-Zero or you got Wipeout, and they're not putting out many of those. So
Okay,
yeah,
so that could
it
be cool
looks
then.
yeah, it looks really cool. And Redout 2, that's set to come out this year, later this year.
Dope. Okay, that could be interesting then.
Yeah.
We also got a animated God damn it, what the fuck, dude? Teaser trailer for Monaco 2.
Yes.
Oh, I never played the first Monaco, but that's like a heist game, right?
Multiplayer heist co-op heist game.
Great.
And
So we
yeah,
gotta.
that was basically it. I mean, it was like a 2D, like graphically not very intense game, so it wasn't we don't know what form this game would take place in, but like the first game was more of like it was like side scrolly. this is almost like they don't really tell you much from this trailer, but it looks like it's first person. If the way they're presenting this is true to the nature of the game, it looks like it's going to be first person, but you can't really tell. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
the trailer doesn't show off anything, so
Yeah.
honestly, I would be surprised if they changed up the formula too much with the sequel.
Yeah.
So I assume it would be more of the same, maybe some new mechanics,
Yeah.
some new heists to take on, new characters to choose from.
People are
We also
excited.
got, yeah, people are excited for it, and I can understand why. It looks
Yeah.
like it's just gonna do what that first game did. Um, we'll have to wait and see, though. There's like nothing out for it yet, other than the animated trailer. We also got a gameplay trailer for Signalis. We actually got to look at this game a little while ago. Humble. It's a Humble joint that's being worked on for this game. This game looks incredible, dude.
It looks incredible.
Yeah, this is a survival horror sci-fi game, not too dissimilar to like those older survival horror fixed camera games, like your Resident Evils, your Parasite Eves.
I would say like Alone in the Dark. It reminds me
Alone
of.
in the Dark, yeah, it's got a very Alone in the Dark vibe to it. But what's cool is it's got this like pseudo like 3D kind of pixelated look to it. I can't really describe it. The music is very somber from the trailer. It looks very unsettling, the environments.
Yeah.
Even the sound effect of the pistol, like it sounds like Resident Evil. I love it.
The whole thing just got like a mood to it.
Yeah, dude. Like I'm really into this. This is a humble game. You can wish list it right now on Steam. There's really no release date yet. It's still to be announced for the release date. But I really, really like what I'm seeing here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into this. It's a humble game, so it should be releasing on Game Pass because all their other games have. So wouldn't be surprised if this dropped on Game Pass. So I'm definitely gonna check that out. This looks like right up my alley. I'm just, I'm speechless, man. I don't know what to say about this. This looks good. This looks really good. Moving on to something that looks less impressive, but still pretty cool. Midnight Ghost Hunt.
No, this is
Got
impressive.
I don't know. I'm more interested in Signalis than I am in this, but this looks cool. So it looks like Phasmophobia, but as like an isometric, not isometric, what's the term? Asymmetric?
Asymmetrical multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Competitive.
Yeah.
So it's like ghost versus ghost hunters. And it looks fucking dope.
Yeah. Looks dope. It
Um,
looks like Phasmophobia, but less on like the horror and more on like an action game,
yeah. It's
which
like
I'm
prop
okay
hunt.
with.
If you ever played prop hunt and Gary's mod, or I think it's like an official mode in like Counter Strike or some shit now, but I think it started in Gary's mod where it was called prop hunt, where there would be players who would hide as like a lamp or something in an environment they would hide as, and the other players had to like find them and kill them, or just like find them. That's kind of what this is, but the ghosts can like fight back as well. Like
Love
after
it.
a set number of time, like the tides turn where the ghosts get super powerful, and then they can hunt the hunters.
I'm into it. I'm into
Yeah,
it. Sounds dope as fuck.
and yeah, it just looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I really, really like what I'm seeing here. This looks like a
Now,
lot of fun, dude.
this was announced last week, and today, just today, it was announced that there was a Ghostbusters game.
Yeah.
that is literally the same fucking thing, but just with like officially licensed Ghostbusters. Uh, so this is crazy.
It is crazy, and honestly, like I'm less impressed with this. Like
Yeah,
Ghost
this
Hunters
doesn't
looks
look as
way
good,
better.
but it's Ghostbusters. So I don't know who's making this. Ill Phonics making this.
What they worked on?
I don't remember. Um, Nothing. Arcadegeddon.
What was that?
I don't know.
Whatever. This looks. I mean, after seeing Ghost Hunters, this looks significantly less impressive. Don't get me wrong, I like me some Ghostbusters, man. I think the first Ghostbusters is a fucking masterpiece, but I'd be lying if I said that I'd play this over Ghost Hunters.
It's literally the same game, but just
Yeah,
with Ghostbusters. Uh, and yeah, the Ghostbusters thing doesn't do much for me. I don't know. We'll see which one of these hits more in the streets, but it's like the same exact game. Like you can take control of
yeah,
objects and
yeah,
it's crazy that they're like announcing this right after that game got announced. But
yeah. Like this game, like Midnight Ghost Hunt just got announced. Like, what was it? Like a week ago, 2 weeks
yeah,
ago.
yeah. See, I would
Like,
imagine that Midnight Ghost Hunt is going to be cheaper, and that might help it. That might be in its favor.
yeah, I think so too. So we'll see. Like you said, we'll see which game does better.
Yeah.
Actually, let's take a look really quick. So right now the Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed trailer has about 15,000 views, and Midnight Ghost Hunt has about 14,000. So
But that the
already,
yeah, the
yeah,
Ghostbusters just that trailer went up today, so
it's already like
yeah.
overshadowing Midnight Ghost Hunt in views. So we'll see. It might get more day one sales. It all depends, I guess, when they release, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see
It's a
what
bummer
happens,
though.
man.
It's a bummer
Yeah.
that like the indie studio. I mean, I think it's a Coffee Stain. I think is doing the Midnight Ghost Hunt, and they're not a tiny studio. I think they did Satisfactory. I think those guys.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's them. So they're not tiny. Like they've made their money on their games.
But that'd be like, imagine if like Back for Blood got announced and the same day it got announced, Left 4 Dead 3 gets announced. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
Oh no, Coffee Stain's publishing it. It's actually by Vaulted Sky Games, which they've not done anything else. This is their first game, I think. So yeah,
and we'll see. We'll see what game does better. Honestly, I'm kind of rooting for Midnight Ghost Hunt. That looks just more interesting to me than
yeah.
Ghostbusters, but we'll see.
Because they can just get more creative with their like weaponry and
Yeah.
their ghost types and shit like that. So beta for this. I'm gonna sign up for that.
I mean, it could do better. I mean, look at Dead by Daylight that came out at the same time as a Friday the 13th game. And Dead by Daylight still doing strong. Friday the 13th got canceled. So, well, not canceled, but they stopped working on it.
Yeah.
Stopped getting support. So we'll see. It's a possibility.
You can join the beta tests directly from Steam.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that right now, actually.
Support your indie devs, guys.
Yeah.
Though Ilphonic is indie, I think, as well. So, but
If you look on the Steam page for Midnight Ghost Hunt, it's
yeah,
recommending like, oh, similar to games you play, and it's talking about similar to Counter Strike.
in PUBG.
Okay, so Coffee Stain did Valheim, Deep Rock Galactic, and Satisfactory. You're right. Goat Simulator. Okay, they got some success here. The developer is Vaulted Sky Games. Looks like this Midnight Ghost Hunt is their first and only project so far.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks cool. Like I signed up for the beta, so hopefully, I get an email notification or a Steam
Modern
notification
Warfare
that
King in the YouTube asks, when does this come out? It says spring 2022. Spring. So it's spring right now. I mean,
yeah.
but officially Sunday. So, but you can join the beta. We'll see. Sometimes sometimes I don't know when the beta's going though. They don't really say that.
Yeah, I joined the beta test, so hopefully I get an email with Okay, so if you look at their announcements, apparently the beta was announced January. Well, it looks like they had a closed beta January 28th to January 30th. I don't see when their next beta test is set to go live though.
Well, we'll find out. Well, they'll notify us whenever it's active. But Ghost
Yeah,
games, you got them. So
yeah,
they're coming.
got it.
Whether you like Ghostbusters,
This one too.
Ghostbunters, that's something else. Midnight Ghost Hunt. You got what you need. So
Yeah. Some game releases, man. We got Rune Factory 5 dropping on Nintendo Switch March 22nd. Again, we've had this conversation before. Who's playing these Rune Factory games? Like, I don't want to shit on them because I know like there's an audience for them. They keep fucking releasing them.
yeah,
But who's playing them? I don't know anyone that's playing them. Do you know anyone that's playing them?
I think this is the first one since the 3DS version. Am I? This game is $70. Oh no, wait, no, it's not. No, it's not. There's a digital version, deluxe version that's 70.
If you look at the gameplay trailer, remember we were talking about PS2 jank. This has got it in spades, dude. This PS2 jank is fuck.
PS2 jank. This is like Nintendo Wii jank. I don't know.
What
Oh
is
yeah.
Nintendo Wii but just PS2 jank with motion controls? Let's be honest here.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it though, right? Like I'm not crazy.
Oh yeah. No, this is definitely.
It's PS2 jank. Can that be the name of the episode? PS2 jank.
Yeah. It's. I got it. I don't know, man. These games just don't. Obviously, there is an audience, but I don't know who that audience is.
Again, I don't know who's playing them. Like who's out there that's buying Rune Factory every time it comes out? Because I'm not doing it. I don't know anyone that's doing it.
Let us know.
Yeah, if you like Rune Factory, like why? What is it about Rune Factory that you like? They look okay, but I understand like why there's so many of them.
Not
Like,
just Rune Factory, but Rune Factory, the Atelier games.
oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah,
oh
everything
god.
under that, like they're under the same umbrella for me. It's just like these games keep fucking coming out, but who's buying them?
Are Atelier those games that like where you play as like video game consoles or like humanized versions
No,
of video game consoles?
that's Neptunia. Those games,
Oh
I've
god.
played those games. Those are actually good.
Are they worth like? Well, they haven't released a new Neptunia game in a while,
It's
so.
worth playing one of them. Pick one and play it, and then the rest are yeah.
This looks like it's PS2 jank. That's all I can say. It's PS2 jank. I don't know why these games keep coming out. I don't know who's playing them. Like, I don't want to shit on them because I don't know anything about them. But if anyone's listening and wants to tell us like what the appeal is of these games, let us know. If you're the person who buys these new games every time they come out, tell us why. I legitimately want to know. And moving on, we got March 24th. We got the Ascent coming out on PS5 and PS5. I think he meant to put PS4 and PS5.
Oh,
Yeah, that's set to come out on PS4 and PS5 on March 24th. We
yeah.
also got Relayer coming out on PS4 and PS5. I've never heard of this game before.
Neither have I. It's only coming out on PS4 and PS5.
Yeah, it's like a
Not a game
grid-based like
that.
strategy mecha game, so I'm not really into it.
Oh, you
I'm
don't
not a
say.
fan of like grid-based strategy games. I think I've said that enough on this episode.
Yeah.
Um,
On the list of things under this game, am I showing this? It says vibration function required. What does that mean?
what does that mean? What the fuck? Like,
Offline
what?
play enabled. Like, why would you have to list that as a function that is offline compatible?
Fuck if I know, dude. Like, I wonder if there's someone out there, like a third-party PlayStation controller, that doesn't have like DualShock
But why would it
or
be
vibration.
required though?
Yeah, I wonder if there's someone that's like playing this game right now who has like a faulty DualShock or a faulty vibration or doesn't have vibration. They're like, I'm not getting the full experience of this game.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I don't
Um,
know what
it
is required
features
with it.
exciting special attacks such as backstab and the Big Bang.
What the fuck? Oh my god, they are grasping at straws, dude.
Sorry, I don't want
It's
to
a
shit. I
turn-based game that has turn-based combat. Oh my god, that's amazing. This feels like a meme, dude.
usually there's like a trailer or something on the page, but there's just nothing here. So
I looked up some gameplay of it. It's a turn-based, like it's a grid-based strategy RPG.
okay,
Um, with visual novel cutscenes, so take with that what you will.
yeah,
The game looked cool from like some of the images and stuff. I was like, oh, is this like an action game? Or
is it
nope, no, it's not. Not at all.
$60 cool?
Oh, probably not. Yeah.
I mean, this looks like a PS2 game if you ask me.
Yeah.
But if you're into mechs and shit, this might be.
There's a demo out, so if you want to play the demo, it's available for PS4 and PS5. So try it out if it's your cup of tea.
Oh, it's got a Crystarium in it from Final Fantasy 13.
What?
Nothing. Never mind. We've gotten more content out of that game than I thought we would. So
Yeah, we definitely have. All you have to do is like read the description. There's
yeah.
content, like the game features. Oh god, this the episode. The name for this episode should either be PS2 jank or vibration required.
Vibration function required. Yeah, I think.
Oh man. Moving on. March 25th. I had no idea these games are coming out that day. That's gonna be a stacked day, dude. Shit.
Oh yeah.
Ghostwire Tokyo, Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and Tiny Tina's Wonderlands are all dropping on the same day.
Yeah.
Like, god damn. Okay.
Big Friday. Big Friday.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Ghostwire Tokyo isn't gonna make any money that day.
Yeah, that's a bad day for them.
Yeah. Kirby can ride it out because it's Switch. Nothing's coming out on Switch that day. But Tiny Tina's gonna eat all of Ghostwire Tokyo's lunch, dude. I'm calling it right now.
I think I'm gonna buy that game. I think I'm gonna
Tiny
buy
Tina?
that game. Yeah.
Yeah. You gonna buy it? You gonna buy it?
I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it.
Ooh shit. Is it on like? Is it cheap on anything right now, or is it still $60? Like it's on like Indie Gala or something, or any other like CD key site.
Yeah, I don't know. You gotta check the deals for this because I don't want to pay full price for it.
I don't either, so that's why I'm looking.
It's
CD keys got a 55.
55.
Yeah.
Oh,
According
that's
to
like a
CD
third-party
keys.
site though.
Yeah. Oh, but it's only on Epic. Oh, it's only released on Epic though, isn't it?
It'll be
releasing on Steam.
Well, they have a Steam
I don't know.
page, but it just says coming soon, so I don't know. But like, I don't know. Yeah. Out of these 3 games, that's the one where I'm like, I'm gonna play this.
Really? Over like Kirby? Really?
Over Kirby.
I think I'll wait till the reviews come in. If the reviews are solid, you like it, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, the reviews are gonna be. I already know I'm gonna enjoy this game. It's the dialogue that I'm gonna hate.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up part. You're not wrong. Like, everything about this game is gonna be great, but the story.
Yeah.
Oh god, I hate that you're so right on that. I'll wait till the reviews come in. I didn't pick up Borderlands 3 full price. I got that shit on sale. I got that shit at a deep discount. I'll probably do the same thing with Tiny Tina, to be honest.
If anyone's listening, watching in the chat right now, trying to get in on some Tiny Tina, I'm gonna be playing that shit.
Let me know what you think. If it's really good, I'll pick it up.
Well, I hope there's some reviews coming out because there are reviews for like Ghostwire. I haven't seen any Kirby reviews yet. I don't know what the embargo dates are on these, but they should be coming pretty soon. If they come the day of, then I would know they have something to hide. But yeah, this is the one. If I'm gonna play any of these, it's gonna be this one. So I'm gonna drop Horizon. By the way, I don't think I'm gonna finish that game.
Yeah,
or
it's not you're not into it.
It's just I wasn't in love with the original game, and I'm not in love with this one.
Yeah,
it's a bummer because I was hoping that it would hit more for me, but
yeah.
Yeah.
I hear you. I can't blame you for that. All right. Well, that's going to do it for the show, man. Tell the people where they can find us.
Guys, you can go to Gameoverse.com. You can go to Gameoverse.com/Twitch. You can go to Gameoverse.com/YouTube. Go to Gameoverse.com/Discord, where we have hot chats at night with single gamers.
I mean, I'm not single, I'm married, but rest of you, you know, you guys have fun down there.
But don't report us to the FBI. I know that's a thing that's happening now. We're not condoning any. You know what? Let me just leave it there.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like, what is going on? I want an explanation.
there's communities on Discord that have not so good intentions. I'll just say that.
Jesus. Well, that's not me.
Yeah,
That's not
no,
who we
we play video games, and that's all we do, and we talk about them on the internet.
Yeah.
So if you like doing that, go to gameoverse.com/Discord, and you can do that with us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.